Next, let's get Piglet a head. So again, we're looking at, a very similar kind of shape for the head. More compressed at the nose, larger at this end. So let's take a look at this. So again, if you have batting, you don't have to do this step. But if you have roving, which is just those much longer fibers, I do very much recommend. And when you're pulling the roving, in case you're new to this, so it depends on the length of the fiber, right? If you're trying to pull it short like this, you can't do it. You need to come out further and pull just gently, and it will come out. Right? Just like that. It all depends on the length of your fibers. In so many different ways, wool won't let you force it. You just have to be gentle. The things I love about felting, how very nice it feels in my hands. I can feel that lanolin. I can smell it a bit, and to me it's a very pleasant smell, and it's a very gentle craft. There is a lot of stabbing. Gentle except for the stabbing. Okay, I think that this is plenty for the head. I will have weighed out those pieces for you, and they'll come labeled. So you don't have to worry too much about guessing the amount. So from here, I know I want the nose to be smaller, and I want this side to be thicker. So I think we'll start out like that. And then just going to start rolling and stabbing. And lifting and stabbing. Nose end. And let's take a look here at how long we want this head to be. So it's about 1.5 inches, closer to 2 inches from tip of the nose to the back of the head, and about 1 inch, a little more like 1.25 inches this way. But this is what I want. So if I start with 2, if I know that where I'm going to want to be is this 2 inches, maybe I should come around to here. Let's fold this in a bit at this point. To fold this in here. And then I'm going to want to pull this bit over so that I'm tighter at his little nose. His little pointy nose part. Okay, so lift it. It's starting to stick. Roll. So I've moved this over. So that will be pointy nose. This part will be more rounded head. So where am I at now? If I want this to be 2 inches, I'm going to need to fold over here. So you see how I'm starting to create this, where I'm going to have a larger head at the back and then a finer nose coming to a peak at that nose. Maybe too large. So let's come in here. So stab in and out straight. Do not try to bend your needle. If you try to bend your needle, you're going to break your needle. That being said, you don't always have to go top to bottom. You can go in horizontally or vertically or on a diagonal. Just make sure you're always keeping it straight. When I first started, I broke a lot of needles. So if you break some, I've sent you 2 in case you break one. And let me know if you need more. Still quite a bit from 2. So let's see what happens if I bring this nose in. The thing that I don't want is for the nose to be too thick, though. Okay, so now what I'm doing here, I have nose coming up to head, and where I think I have a little bit too much is in this section. So by stabbing in from here on the edges, I can eliminate some of that. So I'm compressing it in the middle. I have this bit of a lip here, but it's not too much of a worry because our final step will be to do an outer layer that will cover up that sort of an imperfection. Also, by felting here on that horizontal, I can minimize that lip that I have. When we look at Piglet's face, he turns up a little bit at the end of the nose, but other than that, it's fairly straight. So this to this, you can see that right now the head is gigantic, but still very soft. So we're going to just keep going, keep felting, and shrink it significantly. One and two, still a little bigger, but not too much bigger. So let's compare him to this body we've made. That's not so bad. We're getting there. What I'm doing here is I'm really working on the nose. If I want the nose to come up a bit, then if I felt or stab on this side of it, that's going to pull it that way, right? Tightening up this side brings this side up. So we've got this nice, and we're getting a nice little point there on his nose. Okay, I've got this shape. head up like this. His nose comes down, or swoops on down into this nice little pointy nose. So let's take a look at this. On there, that's looking like a good size. I'm going to work it still just a little bit more. But yes, we're definitely getting there. Pairing again. Looks pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. So I've stabbed and stabbed and stabbed. I know you saw it in fast motion, so it might have looked like I only stabbed for a few minutes, but there was a good half hour of stabbing there. So don't be impatient. Just keep stabbing and adjusting your shape until you get to what you want. And then a final thing that I like to do here is this little shave. It's for the spray, those few stray wisps. It gives it a more finished look. There's also these little irons that you can buy, little craft irons. I've never tried one, but I'm curious. So I feel comfortable with how smooth this is. I don't feel like it needs an additional layer, so I'm not going to do that. But if you feel that yours needs it, you just take some of your extra roving and do a top coat to smooth it. But I'm happy with this. I'm very happy with this. Okay. Now, Monsieur le Piglet needs some ears. Yes, they do.